Hello, every meowie. It's the last Purr's day of the month, so it's time for Warrior Chats. I'm Taylor Felicity. I'm here with Melanie and Zay. We are millennials who didn't read the Warrior Cats books as kids, but we're reading them now to see how it changes us. And we're here. We read the third book in the new prophecy, Dawn. So that's what we're talking about today. Also I have to remember to do this command. I think that's the right command. Yes, okay. And I also need to shout out, because I forgot to do this last month for our stream. Canonically first in chat Dreamy. I know, yeah, shame me. And then also Melanie, thank you for the resub. 61 month sub. A real day one. And then also I forgot to shout this out last month, as I mentioned. Last month, Layla was canonically first in chat. So a retroactive reminder of who was first in chat for last Warrior Chats. As always, we're starting off the episode with our pro-library propaganda. We always get our books from the library. You should use your local library. Unrelated to Warriors, I always try to put a little something like pro-library here, other than just, hey, libraries are good. I've been getting into tarot more this year, and instead of buying a tarot guidebook, I put several on hold at the library, which is great for people like me and perhaps people watching the stream who are like, I'm going to get into this thing, and then you buy a bunch of stuff and then you don't do it. You can just get stuff from the library and then you're supposed to return it. So that's that. Without further ado, there's a thing we're really excited about, which is
we're doing this right away.
Yeah, I figured top of the stream. Margot picked up some of the Warrior Cats blind box figurines, and we have them. So we're gonna open.
Do we want to do them at the same time or like one at a time?
I think same time.
Okay.
Reveal
at the same time?
Okay.
I'm curious what you both are hoping to get.
Oh yeah, we should say what we're hoping to get. Honestly, I'd be happy with any of these. I think I would most want Yellowfang or Scourge.
Same.
Yellowfang or Brightheart, I think. The only one I wouldn't be happy about getting is Spotted Leaf.
And I'll trade you Spotted Leaf. I
get Spotted Leaf. I'll auction it off to someone in the chat.
Oh, okay. All right, are we opening?
You ready? I have my plastic off.
I have my plastic off as well. And it feels like they're wrapped inside.
It's in a little wrapper.
They're wrapped. I'm not looking.
Okay.
I'm not looking. I'm opening it up underneath my desk.
Okay. I'm not doing that.
I'm gonna.
It's really.
I'm gonna do it on
really
camera.
wrapped.
I'm gonna.
They're wrapped in there.
They really are.
I think I know who I got, and I'm excited.
I got one that's dark.
We're ready?
I think.
I'm not looking down at all. 3, 2, 1. No!
We both got Marco and I both got Cinderfell.
Oh, great!
Spotted Leaf is the rare, Melanie. You should be excited.
Yeah, you got the rare one.
Spotted Leaf is really cute.
No matter where I go, she'll find me. She's always with me.
Yeah, she is.
Jesus Christ.
Melanie, you can auction yours off, or if you want, I'll trade you my Cinderpelt for your Spotted Leaf. Then you and Margot can match. And I can have the Manic Pixie Dream Cat.
I do have to say, it is kind of upsetting that Cinderpelt's leg is like dragging behind her. Her back leg.
That's what she looks like.
Yeah. Well, have we read that description? I know she has like an injured leg.
It is. I think.
I don't know that we've got. I don't know if we've gotten a visual description.
Oh, call me Z. Important question: does the Spotted Leaf figure have a sweet scent?
Let me
just breathe right into your microphone.
Breathe in that sweet scent. I guess it depends on if you think.
Mine smells kind of like
plastic is a sweet scent.
Mine smells like plastic and like oil.
Oh my god, she is really cute.
She is really cute.
The eyes are little like the pupils are little stars.
Oh my god.
See that?
Well, of course, because she's so special.
That's how she's drawn in the graphic novel, which it seems like these are kind of graphic novel-esque.
Oh, and it has a little has a little poster
yeah.
thing inside.
Yeah.
Oh
Do we
my
need to
God.
collect them all now? Do I need to go back and get more for us?
Yes.
Wait, Spotted Leaf. Okay, she's the only rare.
Yeah.
Cinderpelt's uncommon, so we got the uncommon and rare
We're lucky.
We're off
We're
to a good start.
We're uncommon and
Oh
rare.
my God, Yellowfang is so good though.
The Yellowfang is really cute, but I already have a Yellowfang because Margo, for my birthday, I posted these in the Discord. Got me these cute little fidgets of Yellowfang and Brightheart, so I have those on my desk.
I love them. I mentioned before stream that I had a surprise for one of you.
Oh yeah.
And it's for you, Margo. I meant to bring this for your birthday, and I guess it was just underneath some of my stuff and I forgot. But I got you this sticker.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's so cute.
A little fire,
a
little transpire star.
That's so good.
And I was so mad. I just found it today. I was like, oh my God, what was I doing? So
that's funny.
I need to remember to bring that to you next time I see you.
It's so cute.
It is very cute. I forgot that you got that.
It's interesting that they say that Spotted Leaf is the rare because from what I've been seeing online is people keep on trying to get Scourge and like are having a hard time finding him.
Oh. It's because everyone wants Scourge.
Yeah, that might be like a supply versus demand kind of thing. I
don't know. I feel like a major theme of the series so far for us has been everybody wants Scourge but gets Spotted Leaf.
Everybody wants to be a Scourge, but really they're a Spotted Leaf. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode because we started a little late, and then also I have to be done by a certain time. So with that in mind, I'm going to zoom right on to TikTok.
Let's get it.
Get it going.
So Xavier on YouTube commented on our last episode, which I just posted yesterday, and said, yes to the Patreon for the mangas. The mangas will become critical, especially by Arc 3, and went on to say there's a certain cat that will pop up and you'll want to know what's his problem, which I already am sold. I think I'm going to like that cat. What? I love a character that you're like,
we've had a few of those.
What's his problem? Dan is a Nerd 18 commented on the Firestar's Quest video and said, my favorite silly headcanon for Rainfur, who you might remember was one of the cats who was already named like a warrior cat-esque name in SkyClan.
Oh, right, yeah.
The silly headcanon for Rainfur already having a warrior name is that he was named as a kitty pet by a kid that's a big fan of the Warriors book series, and so gave his cat his own warrior name, which I think is so cute. And then... we also talked about Brambleclaw's name being similar to Tigerclaw's name and that not really being covered. Descarty7 on TikTok commented, this is actually a point in the A Thief in ThunderClan graphic novel. I kind of wonder if the writer Dan What's-His-Face pays attention to Warrior Cat's discourse because of how he portrays disabilities as well. And then multiple people referenced a fanfic where Brambleclaw took his mom's name instead and was known as Brambleflower, which is really cute. Yeah. I think somebody may have mentioned, because when I saw that comment, I was like, that sounds familiar to me. So maybe someone mentioned it during the stream as well. I can't remember. But yeah, that's TikTok and YouTube talk. Margo, take it away with the recap. Tube talk.
All right. This one actually is slightly shorter for once, despite a lot happening in this book. We're reading Dawn, which was published in 2006. This one was written by Kate Carey. We haven't seen in a few books in the series. We have multiple POVs again. This book, Squirrel Paw and Leaf Paw specifically, but the plot lines are much more intertwined, so I'm not gonna cut back I'm gonna just run through as one this time instead of separating the two storylines. In our prologue, Firestar and his delegation head to Four Trees for the latest clan gathering that night. But as they arrive, they find not the other clans, but Two Legs, apparently trying to abuse their overtime system, cutting down all four oaks at Four Trees. The forest is dead, Sandstorm laments hopelessly, though Firestar insists there is hope while they have their clan. In our main narrative, the 5 cats returning. Do we have a name for them?
The 5 cats.
Yeah, I've been calling them like the prophesied cats or the prodigal cats, but
Oh, that's good. I like
they're
that.
like, I don't want to list all 5 every time.
The cool cats.
Okay, I like that. That works. They are cooler than just about anybody else, except a couple characters we're going to get to later on. The cool cats reach clan territory and split up to return to their camps, agreeing to meet the next night at Great Rock and to try and bring their leaders along. Stormfur, however, follows the ThunderClan cats back to their camp to tell his father Greystripe about the death of Feathertail. Meanwhile, after getting caught in an obvious trap at the end of the last book, Leafpaw wakes up in a metal cage in a two-lake building. Also here are Brightheart, Cloudtail, Mistyfoot, and Gorsetail are missing cats, plus at least as many rogues, including a friendly kitty pet named Cody. One more is brought in to join them, a familiar name if not face, Sasha, the mother of Hawkfrost and Mothwing. Sasha had been trying to check on her kits after hearing what was happening to the forest and got caught. Later that day, a rogue gets injured by the two legs, acting rough, and Leafpaw helps save him. When the cool cats get back to camp, though, they find it empty except for Cinderpelt, who had come back to gather her herbs. She explains that ThunderClan had to abandon their camp and move to Stunning Rocks to avoid the two-lake monsters. When the other cats explain their mission to visit the Badger Midnight, Cinderpelt says there's no time to waste and takes them to the rest of their clan, where they explain what they've been doing and deliver the news to Greystripe that Feathertail is dead. The cats react incredulously to their story, but Firestar agrees to go with them to Great Rock. When the warriors and clans meet at Great Rock, it's been completely overturned. The leaders scramble to the top, but no sign comes, and they begin to argue about what to do next, eventually all returning to their camps. That night, beloved Deus Ex Machina, Spotted Leaf, appears in a dream to Squirrelpaw and shows her exactly where her sister Leafpaw is being kept. In the morning, Brambleclaw tries to convince her to wait until Firestar gets back from a patrol, but Squirrelpaw, never slow to act, rushes off, with Sorreltail overhearing and offering to come with her. They find a two-leg, putting Leafpaw and the other cats into a waiting monster. And wailing, it's making a lot of noise. They charge in, but Squirrelpaw is... That'd be an interesting twist. Yeah, they charge in, but Squirrelpaw is almost caught, and they have to run back to camp. The warriors currently in camp hear their story and decide they have to wait to act now, not wait, following Squirrelpaw back. Greystripe and Thornclaw attack the two-leg, while the others go and free the captured cats. More two-legs appear, and the cats scatter, with Greystripe staying to free the last cats. He does, but can't escape himself, and ends up inside the monster as it roars away. Cody goes back to camp with them. Firestar is overjoyed to have both his daughters home, and then crushed by the news about Greystripe. He insists sadly that he has to believe Greystripe will come back to him. Next, our first of a few deaths happen the next morning. Hollykit is dead, having passed in a cold night. At this point, ThunderClan is almost unanimous in wanting to leave the forest, but Firestar says they can't leave without the other clans. He also does not want to name another deputy, insisting Greystripe will be back, but he does agree to let Brackenfur take on the responsibilities for now.
What a kind of horrible thing for Brackenfur. You're not getting the title of deputy, but you are gonna have to do all the shit.
Hey, we've all been there when a coworker leaves, and they're working on it. They're gonna hire somebody eventually, but
you're really gonna have to pick up the slack,
yeah,
until
we just we have to keep moving.
You're a real team player,
Yeah, he does his best, but man, rough spot to be put in. Out on patrol, Firestar and some cats chase a rogue onto RiverClan territory. The rogue turns out to be Sasha, and Hawkfrost is there to protect her as he tries to intimidate Firestar. Sasha confirms to Firestar that Tigerstar was her kit's father. And when they get back, another cat is dead. This time it's Shrewpaw, who was hit by a two-leg monster. Mothwing sneaks into the ThunderClan clan at night to ask for Leafpaw's help with the very ill Mudfur. Cinderpelt goes with her as well, but there's little they can do to help Mudfur, who is quite old. They do learn that the river is low, and so RiverClan is also starting to run out of food. Right after this, Wind Clan comes to beg ThunderClan for help leaving the forest. And as they are doing so, Tawny Pelt comes asking for help as well, because Shadow Clan is under attack from the Two Legs. They send Brambleclaw to ask River Clan for help as well, and to keep an eye on Hawkfrost. As one, warriors of the four clans head to save Shadow Clan. With trees crashing all around them, the four clans manage to get everyone out of the camp before it's destroyed. However, Firestar gives up a life to save One Whisker and a small Kit, as he's crushed by a tree.
Hell yeah.
Firestar, after recovering, invites Shadow Clan to stay with ThunderClan. The River Clan insists that their borders be respected. Shortly later, though, Mistyfoot agrees that it's time for River Clan to leave as well. The four clans decide to leave the forest together at dawn. That night, Cody leaves, deciding she's not cut out for the harsh life of a clan cat, but she promises Leafpaw that she'll keep an eye out for Graystripe. In the morning, two elders, Speckletail and Frostfur, decide to stay behind. They agree to stay with Mudfur, who's not able to make the journey, but by the time they arrive at River Clan camp, Mudfur is taking his last breaths. Sasha shows up to ask her kits to leave with her, and in doing so reveals to every cat there that Tigerstar is their father. Despite any doubts they might have, though, Mothwing and Hawkfrost stay with River Clan. The cats, all four clans, dodge two-leg monsters, two legs themselves, and a dog in leaving the forest until they run into Ravenpaw and Barley, who offer them a chance to hunt and shelter in an abandoned two-leg house, where they stayed once before when Bluestar was attacked by rats. They rest at High Stones the next night, and the five cats leading the way meet to discuss a plan. It begins to turn to despair until a sign is finally sighted. A shooting star, a dying warrior joining StarClan, streaks across the night sky and over the mountains, making their way clear. Ravenpaw declines Firestar's offer to join them, but he will also keep an eye out for Graystripe. As the clans travel along, they're forced to work together and help each other out. Multiple times, cats are saved from a dog or the Thunderpath by a cat from another clan, and they even all sleep together for safety. In the mountains, a Shadow Clan apprentice named Smokepaw slips and falls. Another kit is almost lost to an eagle attack. While out hunting, Squirrelpaw runs into Talon and a couple of other cats from the tribe of Rushing Water, who help drive off another eagle threatening the clans. The cool cats are relieved to see the cats who held their friend hostage a couple of weeks ago, especially when they invite them back to the tribe's cave. That night in the cave, Leafpaw dreams of a shining, expansive water and faint voices telling her, "Wherever you go, we will search for you," and knows that they will not leave StarClan behind. Tallstar announces that Crowpaw should be given his warrior name, and Crowpaw asks that he choose his own name, Crowfeather, to honor the fallen Feathertail. A few days later, as the clan cats prepare to leave, Stormfur announces that he is staying with the tribe of Rushing Water, one of them in particular.
Melanie, you are muted. I just saw Melanie turn the camera and say, like, shocker or something.
I said shocking no one. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of clicking over here, so I had myself
Yeah. No,
honestly, weird
it's
it didn't
good.
happen last book.
Truly.
No one really makes too big of a deal about this. And the tribe leads the rest of the clan cats out of the mountains and into a lush forested area. As the cats wander through this new area together, Leafpaw wonders if they could stay here. It seems to have everything they need, but they all expect a sign from StarClan. Late in the night, they hike up a ridge. As dawn begins to break, Leafpaw recognizes the sight before them from her dream. StarClan has shown them to their new home.
And that's
where we end.
That's the recap. And that's the episode.
That's the book.
That's what you guys wanted, right?
Night.
Good night and good luck. Melanie, do you want to do your person of his first?
Crowpaw's love of my life. I was so happy. This whole entire book, he could do no wrong in my eyes. Him trying to sacrifice, put his body on the line.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I don't care. I'm not with Feathertail anymore. I fucking love that guy.
He does it multiple times.
Yeah.
One of my notes was that he's just constantly rushing into danger to save other cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he only has the one life, unlike the leaders. Which, side note,
right now.
Yeah. I feel like we've only watched it's another Purr, is that we've watched leaders lose lives from like fighting or like diseases or whatever, but this is the first time we've seen a leader lose a life from protecting like their clan, like actually like pushing someone out of the way and like dying instead of them, instead of just like fighting and dying. And like that's the way to fucking do it. I think that all of the leaders should be doing that kind of thing. That should be happening all the time. Sniff,
you burn through your lives.
I don't know how many opportunities they're getting to.
I know, but when they get them, I think they should
tree.
be. I think they should be doing it more.
Yeah.
Sniff, I'm curious how boundaries are going to shake out in this new area.
Yeah.
Will cats defect from like one group to the next because they kind of have been commingling, even though they've still been like, well, I'm part of this clan. Like we get Stone Teller being like, why are the clans divided? You're working together so well, like you're able to catch more things together. Why would you be divided? So I'm curious to see how things shake up. I hope they do at least a little bit, because I think it will be very dumb to go to a new area and be like, well, exactly the same, just different area.
Weird. This new place we moved to has a thunder path, a moor, a river, and a marsh. That's so crazy.
And we'll take this area that has a gorse tunnel.
Oh yeah,
we don't know if there's a gorse tunnel there.
Your enemy may finally be vanquished, so there may be no more gorse.
We'll see. My hiss is I feel that Hawkfrost is gonna pull some shit. It's like just imminent. Like if there's gonna be some brother versus brother bullshit, and I just like it's been nice that we haven't had to really deal with fascism in this one. We've had to deal with cats dying from a lot of other things, but not largely cat on cat violence, which has been good.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to that.
I can go next. My Purrs. I really like Leaf Paw and Squirrel Paw. They're some of my favorite characters. And so I really liked this book being from their perspectives, even though I guess we did have that in a previous book. It was nice for them to both be together. And I felt like their perspectives went really well together. Like Leaf Paw and Squirrel Paw are very different from each other, but their voices were like kind of like similar, so it wasn't like really jarring when we were going from one to the other in a fun way. And it was fun for them to see each other and kind of be like, oh, like Leaf Paw thinking about what Squirrel Paw was doing, and like they love each other so much. So I really liked that. I also liked that the travel portion of this book was really full of danger. It was pretty jam-packed, but it was also short, which was nice because there's been so much travel recently. So I liked that a lot. Sniff, Graystripe surely comes back. I think there's a manga about him, and I do wonder if it's about him escaping and returning to the clan, because there were so many like parts where it was like, oh, Cody said I'll talk to Graystripe if I see him, and then also Ravenpaw is like, if Graystripe comes this way, I'll tell him where you went. Like, there's so much that I feel like he's gonna come back to the clan probably at some point. I just don't know when. I feel like he's gotta. I'm also assuming that they separate into their clans again, but like Melanie, I'm interested to see if anything changes. Also had this thought of, I realized during this book that Tiger Star has kids in every clan except Wind Clan, I think, because he has Bramble-Claw and Tawny Pelt in Shadow Clan and ThunderClan, and then he has Hawkfrost and Mothwing both in River Clan. So I'm like, did he get? Yeah,
we talked about it a little bit last time, but like, I mean, fascism believes in like repopulating, so like,
yeah,
it's likely, right?
Spreading that seed, that corkscrew seed.
Oh, corkscrew.
Isn't that, or no, barbed.
That's
sorry,
ducks.
Barbed. Yeah.
But yeah, you're thinking
of duck penises again.
I was thinking of duck penises again.
Always thinking
no, I remember you always say something that upsets me, and I forgot which one it was.
You gotta beat Mel to
The
it.
barbed penises.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Gotta
He's
get
got-
those barbs.
Gotta get that. Boom, boom, barb. Okay, and then for Hiss, I don't know how to feel about the dying warrior prophecy. The shooting star was cool, but did a cat actually leave StarClan and die? And I was like, sometimes these fucking StarClan cats are giving prophecies that I'm like, is something stopping you from being more specific? Like, is there some force that's like, you can't tell people what the hell is going on? Like, it's just so weird to me that they always are so. I guess the purpose of the prophecies is like they don't want to tell the cats what to do, but they want to give them signs they're like on the right path. I don't know. It's like it was the shooting star was cool, but I was also like, how the hell are the cats supposed to know? You just want them to be
Blink and you
uncertain
miss
all the
it,
time.
prophecy.
I missed it. I kept on being like, I bet Tall Star is gonna die, and that's
Yeah.
the dying warrior. Even
Yeah.
after the fucking shooting star happened, I somehow, because I'm like working while I'm listening to this, and I was like, oh, we're finding the place and he's still alive? That's weird. I thought for sure he was gonna fall down dead in an area, and they're gonna be like, this is it.
This is where
It makes more sense because I was wondering like how a dying warrior could show the way. I also thought maybe when Firestar died, I thought maybe because he seemed so certain after he died, and like obviously StarClan talked to him, so I was like maybe they told him something. I don't know.
Call Me Z says the second you join StarClan, you have to sign a contract saying you have to be strange and vague.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's perfect for me. I would love to be in StarClan. Margot, your turn for Purr Sniffus.
Yeah. Purr, I was also very surprised in a good way that this book got them out of the forest. Like, I genuinely thought there was a good chance that like we get a half or 3/4 of a book of them just waiting for the prophecy to happen while like running or like waiting for a sign.
Yeah.
I genuinely didn't think they were going to leave until the end, so I'm very excited.
That reminds me, I didn't put this in my notes to talk about because I didn't know if it would come up, but I feel like it feels related. Originally this book was supposed to be the third book in a trilogy, and then HarperCollins was like, well, the first book being 6 books we really liked, so we want every series
A
is
double
6.
trilogy.
Yeah. So that makes sense that then this one ends with them at the new place if it was originally going to be a trilogy, because that's a good stopping place.
Oh, that makes sense. If that was the original plan. Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised at how quickly it happened. I mean, we're only halfway through the arc, so very excited to see. Presumably the rest of the arc will be about them settling into this new place, but like I'm excited that we move forward instead of spending an entire arc to do that.
Yeah.
Sniff, I love that we all three have the same one. I am really curious about the clan divisions going forward. This book seemed almost entire like the moral of this book really is you have to work together if you want to survive. But this series seems so hell-bent on being like there have to be 4 clans. You must be separate. You have to have arbitrary divisions between your clans, because how else kids aren't going to be able to pick their clan if we make one big happy clan.
True.
How will you be able to sort yourself?
Every youth book needs a thing to be sorted into or a thing to pledge your allegiance to. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I have it's a sniff because I think it's going to be very interesting. I have a feeling I'm going to be very annoyed about it though, but we'll see. Hiss, I don't really have a lot of major complaints about this book. And into a little bit more later, but all my complaints are real minor. I would have liked to see a few more interpersonal moments. I know that goes against like the whole moving the plot forward, but we've had a couple books where we do get some really good interpersonal moments. The second half of the last book with the Cool Cats really felt like we hit that. A little bit less of that this book. I also don't understand why they have to travel so far to find a new home. Like, there are houses nearby, so clearly they're not going to be like, they can only be tearing so much of the forest down. Like, that forest goes right up to human houses. Also, they go to Ravenpaw, and he's like, you could live here, where this field full of mice that you could just hunt to your heart's content. And they're like, there could be like dogs. It might not be safe. And I don't know why that is less safe than.
I don't think they could live there because I think Barley points out, because they live on like a barn. They live in like a barn.
Yeah.
Those two do, but don't they stay in like when they're hanging out near them, they stay in like an abandoned house.
It's
I think. It's described as like run down.
I think it's like a shed on the same property is the vibe that I got. So it's like on that farmland. Okay. It's just an outbuilding that's not being used.
Well, it's described as a broken two-leg place.
Yeah.
So it really implies to me like a ruined house or something. I don't know, maybe, but their excuses at the time are basically like, we have to keep moving because it'd be a really boring book if we moved like a quarter mile.
Yeah, two houses down or whatever.
So yeah, that's I don't know. Obviously, it's part of the plot, but I was just like, this doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah. All right, well, now we're into the freewheeling discussion. And Melanie, I feel like you should start because you have, I think, 5 times the amount of notes.
A lot of things to go over.
To be fair, with my technical difficulties, I wasn't able to put in my notes how I would have put them in normally. So this is just my typed up notes, and I've tried to pare it down a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
This book, I feel like this might be the grimmest book so far.
Yeah.
Like things were bad right from the jump. We come back and all of the clans except for River Clan look emaciated. They're described as looking like they're made of twigs and leaves and could blow over like easily. We're seeing kits dying like from being too cold and hungry. Shrewpaw's neck being snapped. Like, holy fuck. Mudfur is begging to be killed. Like, it's just the saddest. I found it so overwhelming in this book. I cried several times from like happiness and from like just it goofed me up real good. I don't know about you two, but I like when they first get back and there's the ThunderClan reunion, like I got like weepy about that. Graystripe hearing about Feathertail and like crying. Oh my god. When Leafpaw is describing like being in the cages, and Cole, that rogue, gets hurt by the two-leg. And the description of that I found to be so shocking. And he's bleeding so much that it's pouring onto this cat who's below him.
Yeah.
I was like, are we about to like hear a cat bleed out in this book? This is crazy. Side note, when Cole goes to call this two-leg, he calls him a badgered paw two-leg, and it really sounded like he was gonna call this two-leg a bastard. And I think that this is just another instance of the cats should be allowed to curse and call people bastards.
Yeah. Bastard is so funny to me. Obviously Mike and I have been watching One Piece, and that's like one of the go-to things that they say in One Piece is like, so they'll get like stabbed or something, they'll go, "You bastard!" It's so funny to me. Calling someone a bastard is so, and it's just like really a funny sounding thing to call someone. And so like in the context of like someone like almost cut you in half, it's such a like underwhelming thing to call, you know, like if you're like almost dying and you're like, "You bastard," it's like, at least say motherfucker. Like, don't just say bastard if you almost died. But I don't think they can say that in One Piece. I think it's PG-13
Let the cats curse. Let them say motherfucker in One Piece.
Let Luffy say motherfucker.
Just a note, you were talking about it being really grim, and I absolutely agree. What's funny is there are only 4 deaths plus Firestar loses a life, I think, which is not our most. There are like 8 or 9 deaths. I counted them. The deaths are just so brutal because it's mostly young. Mudfur dies of old age, but then we lose like 3 young cats.
Yeah.
Firestar also gets captured. A cat nearly bleeds out. There's like it is grim. It is dark.
Yeah.
They're all starving, but it is 4 deaths and plus Firestar's life.
Well,
which is
I think we
wild.
also assume that Frostfur and Speckled Tail, I don't think they're gonna last long being alone in
Yeah.
that forest as older cats. Like, so that's, I think we could probably say 2 more deaths
Yeah.
there.
I mean, it's again brutal, but the Darkest Hour had like 8 or 9 deaths by my count. So it's not the most deaths. It's just that instead of warriors fighting, it is like kids dying.
Yeah. Which is it's crazy that that's happening because in the first book there's like child soldiers. So like this one feeling more brutal is kind of wild to me.
I guess we don't really see the child soldiers as much as we see. And also the cats fighting the kittens, like in the first arc, it seems like the other cats from like ThunderClan are like trying to not hurt the kittens too much because they're like, well, we know you're like 2 months old, so we're gonna like go easy on you. It's funny to me so in most media, like kids really just don't die very often. Like if you were reading like I don't know, like a James Patterson book, I don't think kids are constantly I haven't read any, but like I don't think kids are constantly dying. And this book, they seem much more ready, like in Warrior Cats in general, they seem much more ready to kill off like really young kids.
They'll fucking kill off kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like right away. So maybe it's because they can put in kittens to die because they kind of have a cap on the adult cats. So it's like, well, we'll throw in some babies and then they can die right away. We don't really know them.
I thought for sure that kitten at the end that got grabbed by the eagle was a goner.
Yeah.
I think that made One Whisker. It was One Whisker, right? No, Brackenfur. Brackenfur jumps up right before it's out of like reach and saves it. So heroic. It made that moment so much better with all like the kitten death that we saw.
Yeah. Was that kitten that got grabbed was Birch Kit, right? That was the last one of the 3. Is that right? Or was it one from the other clan?
I don't know. Did they name
I thought it was Birch Kit. They at least yelled out, I think, like Birch Kit, and then I think maybe it was.
Kit. I wrote it down.
That'd suck for that
Marsh Kit.
Oh, Marsh Kit. Okay.
Marsh Kit.
So Birch Kit was okay. I think maybe Fern Cloud said Birch Kit because she was worried about her last baby being killed. But then it was a different kitten.
Oh my god. It's a line that I wrote down, but it's not a favorite line of mine. The part where Fern Cloud is like, what have I done to StarClan that they would steal so much from me?
Yeah.
Oh, tragic.
It's because her mate was mean to Tiger Star in the first book. Kind of mean, a little bit mean, because isn't her mate Dustpelt, right? And Dustpelt and Sandstorm were so shitty. I'm pretty sure.
I think
Dustpelt was kind of a shithead, and he was like kind of on Tiger Star's side. He was kind of mean, so it's like two of your babies are gonna die now.
Isn't Dustpelt is Sandstorm's brother, right?
I think so.
Or littermate.
So
that's Firestar's brother-in-law.
Oh yeah,
I guess so. They don't really seem to care about connections like that, which is fair because they're cats.
Yeah.
That you say that, but literally there's a time in this book where what is it? They talk about like cherishing the connection to their father. I'm like, oh, so now we're cherishing the connection to our fathers?
Well, families are all different, Melanie. Some people cherish their fathers and some people don't. So
yeah, well, I was told that in this particular setup that we didn't do that, and now I'm being told differently.
That's true. I wish they would have stuck more with at the beginning, where it was like the cats don't have to say who the dad is, and like the queens, like it doesn't really matter. Like I think that's more fun and like true to cats.
Like 4 or 5 books to get into like, no, they're just humans with fur.
No, it matters a lot. It matters a lot, and like there's gonna be whole storylines about these ones being the kin of this one, and
come on.
Speaking of dads.
Sorry, I just want to say this really quick. Call Me Z said Sandstorm has no canon family. Fun fact, Dustpelt and Ravenpaw are brothers. So maybe Sandstorm and Dustpelt weren't litter mates. They just had similar names and were the same age, so we thought they were brother and sister.
That comes in.
What the fuck? That's wild. Talking about relationships to fathers. So in this one, Squirrel Paw gets to meet Spotted Leaf.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, yeah, as soon as it happened, I was like, I'm bracing myself for some more bullshit here. And we're hearing what Squirrel Paw is thinking about this meeting, and she's talking about how she knows that Spotted Leaf loved Firestar. Like, she says that she knows that. And I'm like, how do you know that? Who's been telling you this? Because this is your first time meeting Spotted Leaf. She didn't tell you that. Is Firestar telling you that this medicine cat that he didn't have a relationship
with cat loved me? Just drinking a beer.
This?
It's also kind of weird. A lot of times Leaf Paw and Squirrel Paw they don't really a couple times they say father. I think like once or twice they say like something father, but they mostly call him Firestar. Like in one part when Firestar is like pinned under the tree, Leaf Paw is like, we can't leave without Firestar, and it's like, why wouldn't she say we can't live without my dad? Like, that seems so odd.
Yeah.
That they're just calling him by his first name.
Where she's just like, just calling him by his name to show that she doesn't respect him because he's a teen.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, it is funny how the Spotted Leaf thing has been so butchered, because it started off as just Firestar had a crush on her, which was fine, and then she died, and it's like, okay, I get it. As soon as it was like, Spotted Leaf is one of those characters where I like her, and I'm just like, these writers are mangling her portrayal.
Yeah.
where now she's like, I actually loved him, and it's like, you didn't love him, you just knew him. He had a crush on you. That's fine.
You barely knew him. You barely knew him. To be clear, that is my issue with her as well. Like, the character was fine we barely get her. Kind of fridged early on.
Yeah.
But an interesting enough character until they were like, oh, she solves all of our problems. She gets to do things StarClan can't do because she's special.
Even that doesn't bother me. The only thing really that bothers me is that she keeps being like, oh, and Firestar, if only we could be together. Because I'm like, that's not anything that ever seemed like, she should be like Obi-Wan Kenobi. She shouldn't be like, I don't know, whatever she is. I think I'm fine if she comes back and does whatever. That's like cool, because it pisses me off that StarClan is just like, we have to say some weird shit and then kind of let you figure it out.
Here for a while.
Yeah. Call Me Z says, I wish the Spotted Leaf was more of a sisterly figure to Firestar instead of a sort of love interest. I
would really agree with that. Like, or even just being the thing where it's like, she lets him down. Like, he can love her or feel like he loves her, but her being like, I'm married to like
the grind,
being a medicine cat. Like, this is my calling, and like, I care about you, but I care about you in the same way that I care about anyone else in the clan. That sucks.
There's just something so icky about her like talking to Firestar's kids about it. Like, it's like, if you were like, you like, I don't know, like go to like a high school reunion with your parents, and like your dad's high school girlfriend comes up and is like, oh, your dad and we got up to so, and you're like, my mom is here. Don't talk to me about this. You're weird.
But they treat it like it's normal, being like, yeah, she loved him. And that makes sense. That makes sense that I know that before I would have ever met her. Speaking of the two legs a little bit ago, I was curious if, with us seeing them like putting cats into cages, do we think that these two legs cared about saving these cats, just wanted to get them out of the way, or Like, do they care about these cats dying?
I'm assuming
I couldn't really get a
no.
feel for it.
The vibe I got with how like rough they were being, and like the fact that the place where they were being kept was described as like stinking and dirty, and they were just in like, they weren't in like cat cages or whatever, they were just like thrown into these cages. One of the cats gets like, the human like shoves it up against something sharp or something. Like, I got the vibe that it was like, there's a bunch of cats here, they're clearly like interfering with the construction. So I'm assuming they were taking him to the cutter. Like, I'm assuming that's where Graystripe is headed to either get put down or get like fixed and released or whatever. But I don't think, I guess that is like, in the real world, that is like a humane thing to do, I guess. But in the world of the books, I did not get the feeling that the humans particularly cared about the cats.
I mean, I imagine it's workers who are like, this is an annoyance to it. Like, this is a thing that's causing us issues. And we don't want to, like, we're not going to go out and just kill all of them, but they also don't particularly care about the cats at all.
The thing that I thought was crazy, these books for the most part are pretty like, except for the StarClan stuff, are pretty like rooted in real life. Like, we've talked about that being like, oh, we like how like the cats are described like doing things that cats do. I was cracking up imagining these human construction workers in the scene where the cats get liberated. Imagine if you're like working, like you're a British construction worker going to your job. These cats come out and attack you. You look over and you see one of the cats biting the thing to like expertly releasing all these. I would be like, what the fuck is happening? These cats.
One cat is showing the other cats how to do it. They're like meowing at each other very pointedly.
They have like a human intelligence. Like, this is obviously they are releasing these other cats from prison. I would be like, you know what? Let them do it. Something's going on, but beyond my ken. They can take them. That is.
We need to leave this forest.
We have to stop building these right houses. Now. These cats are human, kind of. I saw those two cats were really like, they really looked gay for each other, I think.
Speaking of
oh my god. Okay. Yeah. So we need to get into this. Before we get into that, the fact that we had a heist in this one.
Good.
Ooh, baby. Good. We're getting some real good stuff. Gay.
Well, Taylor and I both have this note. Which is, what is it about Leafpaw that makes all of the lesbian cats want her so bad? She's got a harem.
Yeah.
It's because obviously we've been talking about Leafpaw and Mothwing, which we get a little bit less of in this book. Actually, they don't interact all that much. Like, Mothwing comes for help at one point, but we don't get as much like flirting. However, Cody's really close with Leafpaw, like immediately, like really friendly with her, comes back to the feral cat camp with her instead of going home to her cushy house.
So cute.
And like wants to keep spending a bunch of time with her. Sorreltail gets very jealous about this, and there are some moments between the two. Sorreltail is like following her around. There's constant like nuzzling. It is Graystripe and Firestar level.
Sorreltail and Leafpaw is almost canon, I feel like.
Yeah.
There's a part where Leafpaw and Sorreltail, I didn't write down the page number, but they're pressing together. I think it's when they're like about to leave or something. They're pressing together, and she's like, oh, I'm pressing up against, like, Sorreltail's pressing up against my haunch or whatever. And then she looks over and sees that Squirrelpaw and Brambleclaw are doing the same thing. And it's like, okay, this has to be intentional. You're writing a parallel here, whereas like Leafpaw's becoming aware that Sorreltail sees her as more than a friend, and then she sees her sister and her sister's boyfriend.
Is that right at that moment that that Leafpaw is like, I can see that Squirrelpaw is falling in love with Brambleclaw?
Yes. I think it is. I think it is that exact moment, and then it's not that much later that Squirrelpaw has her love confession, which is very cute.
Well,
yeah, it's basically canon. I don't know any other way to read it. It's really wild.
I like when I was reading this book, I was like, okay, maybe I'm reading too much into this, and it's like it is just female friendships. Like maybe I'm like reading too much into it, or I'm like wanting there to be more. And then that scene happened, and I was like, I'm not reading too much into that. That's
I
like
was to read it.
That's almost not subtext. That's almost text.
Yeah. Like I joke with Cody. I still think the reading is obviously there, but you can make that argument that it is just a female friendship and that
although
it doesn't go anywhere.
An older cat named Cody, it's like, come on, this is a lesbian cat, obviously.
Cody has real older lesbian vibes.
Yeah.
And I love that for her. I don't know if she's gonna come back at all. I kind of doubt it. Maybe some small appearances here and there, but like
Cody is like the babysitter. It's like when you're like 10 or 12 and you don't really need a babysitter anymore, and you have like a 16-year-old babysitter that you're like, oh, she's so cool and we're almost equals. Like that's like the vibe of Cody.
Yeah, but trying to impress her with your like medicine cat in weird ways, like it's wild. Good for Leaf Paw.
Yeah, Leaf Paw's swimming in pussy.
I guess I've just been like really distracted and stressed lately because I totally didn't pick up on that, and this is a delight to hear about this. I thought the moment that you were going to talk about is when Mothwing wakes up Leaf Paw. In the middle of the night, she wakes up to Mothwing being there, saying, "Come quick, I need you." Mothwing mewed under her breath. I was like, "Holy shit, this is gay. Is she having a dream?"
Yeah, that moment's there. It's quickly undercut by the fact that she's like, my mentor is dying of old age.
Yeah,
but why are you mewing under your breath if you're so worried, huh?
I mean, she did sneak into the camp, and apparently
she's in enemy territory. I think that's why.
Apparently, they
so
never
it's like even sexier.
None of the clans post guards at night. For what I could tell, there are like a couple moments where it's just like, I feel like there's a moment in the book where somebody's just kind of like, I hope no one attacks us in the middle of the night. I'm like,
I think because of everything going on, there is a part where Firestar says, like, we don't need to do patrols and like scent markers, like we'll just do hunting because it's like the world is burning down around us. We don't really need to worry about this that much.
Yeah, who's caring about territory right now?
Hawkfrost, that's who.
I had a Hawkfrost thing. Okay, speaking of Hawkfrost, there's a point, I wrote this down, where Firestar he says, "Hawkfrost is no threat to us." And in my notes I put, "Firestar stupidly says."
Firestar stupidly meows. Yeah, Hawkfrost is so interesting because he, unlike some of the other cats, he does seem more interested in RiverClan, like, supremacy, I guess, as opposed to, like, just his own ambition, which is kind of different. That, like, Tiger Star didn't care about whatever clan he was in. He just wanted to be the leader. And Broken Tail, whatever his name is, wanted... Also kind of just was very ambitious. Like, he killed his dad. He was making all these decisions that were harmful to Shadow Clan. It's interesting to me that Hawkfrost... The scene where Sasha was like, you guys should come with me. He was like, I love my clan. And, like, there were a couple other moments like that where I was like, oh, he's, like, a little bit... He's, like, a true believer kind of vibe, where he's like, I pledged myself to RiverClan. Like, we're going to be the most powerful, which is a little different, I feel like, from the other side.
Good, though. Like,
no,
it is
not,
different.
I'm not saying it's
he's
good.
Like, he's wanting to do fascism, and he's like, but I'm going to do it right.
Yeah, I mean, he literally says that in one of the previous
Yeah.
books, where he's just
Yeah.
like, I could do what Tiger Star did, but do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Tiger Star wasn't focusing on one clan and caring about making that one clan great again, actually. And that's what I
Yeah.
care about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait for more cat nationalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting in the new place too. I imagine some of the conflict in the next few books is going to be arguments over borders, because in the first series these borders were mostly established. There was some like fights about the Sunning Rocks, I think, but everything else is kind of like, yeah, we're maintaining our borders. But now they're gonna have to establish everything and decide who gets what part. So I think that's probably gonna be.
You're so right.
Hawk Frost is gonna be like, well, there's a river through the whole thing or something. It's gonna be something like
that. I suspect that the main villain of the arc is Hawk Frost. Like, I don't think we're going to get rid of him next book. I think this is the next few books. But I think you're right about the next book probably largely being about their borders and establishing that. Yeah, because they're like a river, right? Or not a river, a pond.
A pond.
Like, they get a big, great expanse of water. So yeah, I could see like, well, everywhere around the water is ours.
Yeah, like a weird shape where like, yeah, we get the we get the donut around the water.
Tommy Z says these cats are going to need to be doing so much peeing in order to establish these new territories. It's true.
A lot of
we gotta drink so much water. The whole pond gets
drink.
No, because
if they establish borders, then why would they be marking? Just for fun? Just because they like it? They have to have borders. They simply have to.
Yeah.
You gotta have a major part of this book series so far has been borders are good, actually.
Yeah. And you know what? I spent a lot of time at Borders when I was a kid, so I agree. I miss Borders.
Oh, yeah. I love Borders.
Borders, books, and music. That's where I got my first ever CD, Bare Naked Ladies' Greatest Hits.
Oh, fuck, yeah. It's where all of us should have discovered Warrior Cats, but didn't.
True.
Oh my god, you're right. If you had to eat a mouse, would you?
Yes.
If you absolutely had to. Okay.
Yeah.
if I had to?
If you had to eat a mouse.
I'm assuming this is like, I eat a mouse or I starve. Is it cooked?
Yeah.
Well, you could cook it.
I would do
that.
I feel like I would eat a lot of mice.
Sorry, this is such a tangent. The way you just said "is it cooked?" Just this is such a tangent, but I think you'll both think it's funny. When I was like maybe like 13 or 14, we were at a family gathering with like all of my extended family, and my younger cousins kept like, they would do the thing where they would like start drinking a soda and then just like set it down somewhere, and then like there were like all these half cans of sodas. I think it was like someone's funeral. So like everyone was at my great grandma's house like constantly because there were like the funeral arrangements going on. And so my grandma got really pissed off that so much soda was getting wasted. And so one morning before all the kids woke up and the teens, I think that's the thing. It was actually the older, like it was like the older teens and people in their 20s who were the main offenders. But she poured all of the sodas into like a big like punch bowl. And she was like, none of you, and to the kids, like the older teens didn't even get involved in this, so it was all like 15 and younger. She like brought us all together and she was like, no one's opening any new cans of soda until this punch bowl of like a mix of everything, she was like, is drank, which she wasn't going to enforce. She was kind of just doing it to make a point. And my one cousin who was like 8 or 9 looked at it and went, is there Sprite in it? She was really like, hey, if there's Sprite in there, I'll go for it.
There's at least a little bit, there's a hit of Sprite.
Just a punch bowl of flat, every kind of soda you can imagine.
I can imagine the color of that.
Yeah.
It sounds vile.
We used to do that, not a punch bowl, but like, I don't know, we did that as kids. You mix it sodas together.
Oh yeah, like a mad scientist. I would go to Taco Bell and I would go down the line, yeah.
You gotta.
But you have some control there. This was like, because it was so many different families, so it was like Squirt, like High C. Don't giggle when I say Squirt. Sprite, probably Dr. Pepper, root beer. It was like everything.
Okay, before you got to Dr. Pepper and root beer, I was like, these are all like citrus sodas, so fruit flavored. You're doing fine, honestly.
No, root beer in the mix. That's where it kind of goes sideways.
Fuck up the whole thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so the way you said, like, is it cooked? It just reminded me of Megan's going, is there Sprite in there?
Oh, I forgot what we were talking about.
Yeah. I said it was a pretty big tangent, but which is bad because I'm the one who has to leave at a certain time. So
What?
Oh well.
I wrote down I just like it occurred to me because I was thinking about like fresh kill as like I'm sure that like we talked earlier on about like people who are warrior cats kids like do people find fresh kill sounded like does that sound enticing? Yeah. And like thinking about whether we would be able to eat a mouse. And then I was thinking about Taylor, you had posted, did you post this to like our group chat or to the bigger chat?
No, I just put it in the
okay, just our group chat.
Yeah, not
Taylor for Valentine's Day went to a really nice place to eat, and she posted her tuna tartare to our group chat and was like, fresh kill. And it brought me so much joy to see that tuna tartare called fresh kill.
Yeah, that tuna tartare was good as hell. It was like, yeah, tuna tartare, and then also I like rare steak, so it was like tuna tartare and a rare steak. And I was like, is this insensitive because you both are vegetarians? So I'm like, is it insensitive to be like, here's a raw piece of steak? But I was like, it's fresh kill.
It's not going to appeal to me, but I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for you. Yeah,
perfect. That's all great.
Right. Before we get to we're at the end here, I just wanted to say one last thing. Mm-hmm. We had talked before about like the names of the medicine cats, Runny Nose and Mud Fur, joking around about that earlier on, and like to go from that to the scene of Runny Nose being like, I want to go say goodbye to Mud Fur, like we were apprenticed at the same time, and like I felt like I was gonna cry, and it's just one of those things of like if you play D&D and you give yourself a silly little name, and then you have like an intense like emotional scene eventually later on down the campaign. Just was like one of those moments where it's like we were joking around about like that cat being diarrhea for basically
Dr.
Diarrhea. And now he's begging to be killed.
Now he said, give me more of that poppy seed.
Oh, rough.
Drug me up and let me die.
Yeah.
I have other things, but I can put them in the chat. So
yeah, I'll really quickly say, because this was in TikTok last time, Izzy on TikTok had mentioned imagining Crowpaw/Crowfeather saving a kit while doing the Akira slide, and I thought that they just kind of were imagining that like in their own mind, but it is, I think, from this book, because Crowfeather saves a kit and it mentions like the mud, he like skids in and like the mud splashes up.
That's the fucking best.
Yeah,
I know. Two books ago, I was like, I don't know if I like this little shithead. That's all. 2 books is all it's taken for me to be like, this is the best. I love him.
Yeah. I love this little shithead. Margaret, did you have any other stuff in your notes that you wanted to talk about before we got to
I'm just gonna real quick hit these because these are just like super brief. We don't need a discussion. Leafpaw actually tells someone important information before running off to do something first in her family. So round of applause for her. I already talked about the reasons for not staying near Ravenclaw feeling weak to me. I am curious if this is his last chronological appearance because he stays there with Barley. And if it is so I'm gonna be sad because he's maybe my favorite. We need more Ravenclaw. Justice for Ravenclaw. Last thing. The next book we're reading is Starlight, which notably happens before Dawn. So I feel like they really fucked up the naming of this book. Putting Dawn in the middle really just messes up this series.
True, yeah. Yeah, the rest don't make any sense because it's midnight.
No.
Well, they have been fucked up because the moon comes up before midnight most of the time.
Whoa.
So it's
like day moon?
Yeah, the options are either midnight or the middle of the day.
Every time I see a day moon, shake my fist at it. Day moon.
I'm just happy it's there. She can do it.
Oh yeah, I'm happy it's there, but you gotta acknowledge it. It's out during the day.
I salute.
Melanie, what are your favorite lines? What are lines you liked?
Hell yeah! Thank you for asking. So at the beginning, they're talking about some of the monsters, and they describe it as chewing the earth with their heavy paws, and that is just a beautiful way to talk about this construction machines. Leaf Paw saying goodbye to that first cat. No, Shrew Paw saying goodbye to Shrew Paw, who with the one with the broken neck, saying you were an apprentice in ThunderClan, but you'll be a warrior in StarClan. Made me very choked up. And then I think maybe one of the most beautiful lines was like cobwebs in the rain, the clan boundaries were beginning to dissolve towards the end of the book there. Oh, I thought that was beautiful.
I liked that a lot. I just put down one favorite line, which was Graystripe after he found out that Feathertail had died. And his reaction, Graystripe was gazing at the rock beneath his paws as though he held an adder there and dared not release it in case it bit him. And I was just like, this poor traumatized himbo of a cat. Like, his wife dies, his daughter dies, he gets, I don't know, he might be getting castrated. It's pretty bad for him. Yeah.
He's got it rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Stormfur is his son? No. Yeah, Stormfur.
Yeah, right? Stormfur, who's hanging out with his new girlfriend. So he's lost a lot, but he
lost his mom and his sister. Yeah. His reasoning for leaving, I was like, oh, that's so sad, because he's like, I kind of don't have anything anymore.
He really doesn't. I also just had one line that I really liked. And this is like when they were saving the Shadow Clan from the Two Lakes, destroying the camp. Trees were tipping and falling all around the camp, their leafless branches rattling together like dried bones.
Yeah.
It's a good scene. It's fantastic.
Oof. Yeah. Okay, ratings. Melanie.
I gave this 8 out of 9 lives. Damn, this was maybe the most brutal book so far. It hit me in like it felt like it wasn't pulling any punches, and I really enjoyed that. I'm hoping they keep it up, but it feels like this is going to be hard to top going forward.
I give it 4 out of 5 blue stars. I really liked it. My one regret, I was super busy last week. I did like 3 podcast recordings and like a bunch of other stuff. And so I read this book kind of just in one sitting. So I feel like I probably would have liked it more if I would have like paced myself a little bit, but I just didn't really have time to like sit and let it absorb. But I still really liked it. Zay, what about you?
Yeah, I give it 3.5 out of 5 clans. Although after this discussion, I think I might just bump that up to a 4. I really liked it. I actually really like what it does and love that it moved the plot forward. I didn't feel like it has many highs for me. There are some moments in the last 2 or 3 books that have been like really good moments, really, really hit for me. And I just didn't feel like anything hit, but I also don't have any complaints about it. So yeah, very solid, very good.
The fact that Crowpaw chooses his own name doesn't hit for you. The fact that he
don't get me wrong. I like the book. There are moments that I love. There are points in the last couple of books that when I've been reading them, I'm like, oh my god, I can't put this down. And I didn't feel that way with this one. I did read it in large chunks because I had to finish in time. But there have been parts in the last book where I've been like enthralled and engaged, and I just didn't have that the same in this book. That's not to say that it's not as good or there are bad, the moments aren't good. They just didn't like capture my attention in quite the same way. It could have also just been like a busy couple of weeks, and I just felt it was more like I had to get through it rather than like
how you feel about it is very valid. I screamed when I realized what Crowpaw was about to do.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was everything. It was perfect, and I loved it, and I love him, And I think that's the best moment in this whole entire series for me so far.
It's good.
Is him choosing his own name.
Not to bug us because I know Taylor's got to go. I think it's pacing at that point for me. Like, there's a lot happening in those last 2 or 3 chapters that are like, it felt like they're like, oh shit, we've got 20 pages left and we've got to check off all these boxes. So like, rename him, hit the cats, get to the new place. Like, we're check these off.
Yeah.
So pacing was a little bit rushed, I think, but
yeah.
It was good.
Our metrics, we'll actually chat. You'll be able to see it after, instead of going straight to an ending screen, there'll be a metrics screen and then there'll be the ending screen. So we'll skip metrics. So that just brings us to outros. We do have some different stuff to plug. I'll do mine first because it'll feel bad to do mine after these other 2 that are more meaningful. I was on a podcast called the DM's Book Club with my friend Fiona. We talked about one of my favorite TTRPGs, Good Society. That podcast I recorded last week. It's already out. Fiona's on top of things. So the link to that is in the chat right now. And also, if you listen to that episode and go, oh, Good Society, this sounds like a good time. I actually have a listing for Good Society game up on Start Playing Games right now. It's $12 a session. It'll be like 10-ish sessions. And I only need 1 more player. So if somebody else signs up for it, we'll be able to play some Good Society.
Are you gonna have that link in the YouTube?
Yeah, I'll put it in YouTube as well. Cool. Yes, and I'll put it in the Discord. But yeah, who wants to go next with their plugs?
I think the other 2 were mine. I don't know if
I don't have anything to plug.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't tell if they were 2 from one person or
they were both me.
Other plug is rest, so you don't start being so stressed out that your eye twitches uncontrollably. Get sleep, kid.
Yeah, get sleep. Don't look at a screen too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple plugs. First, I just want to say support right now to stand with and support trans Kansans. I don't know if everybody's seen the news, but Kansas is moving to strip trans people in Kansas of their driver's license if it doesn't match their assigned gender at birth, which is really, really awful. I have a link I think Taylor's putting in the chat.
It's in the chat.
That is, one of the places I found to donate. This is a local queer organization in Kansas. The other one I've seen going around is the Colorado Transcontinental something. It's about moving people out of the state into Colorado. That one I think is also good. If people do not have their driver's license, it's going to be hard to get identification in another state. So there's still support, and not everybody can move even with help. So just a couple important things to donate if people are able to donate, or help your local queer organizations, especially if you're in a red state or a conservative area in the world. And then slightly higher note, but celebrate the little things with people you love. I just had my birthday this past weekend, and had a bunch of people that I love come over and hang out and spend some time, and people brought the little tiny objects that bring them joy, and I can't tell you all how much it has been great for me this week to just look at the little notes that people left of all the things that they wanted to share. So yeah, celebrate the little things.
Side note for that, well, not side note, note specifically about that. So it's your crow birthday. Is it just this year for you, or is this just a year that like always is crow birthdays for people? I just need to know. This is not been explained to me.
I determined that it's my crow birthday. I think you can determine whenever it is that it's your crow year.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Are we the same age now? Are you 35?
Yeah.
Does that mean that I'm in my crow?
Does it feel like your crow year? This is my crow year. I don't know. Is it yours?
Margot's just announcing for stuff, like it's like an intention.
Yeah.
Like, you know, at the start of a new year, you say like, "Oh, this is
I've
like."
decided
Okay.
for me.
Yeah.
It's not it's official because
Okay,
it's
okay.
for me.
So 35
No,
doesn't
it
have
does
to
not
be my
have to be.
grow
If
year.
you want it to be, I think
would-
it's great. It's going
Okay.
great so far.
You're kind of.
I just think it'd be cute if I had a crow year at the same time as you, but I feel like I'd just be kind of glomming on.
You also don't have that
you
much.
absolutely
do
can.
that.
You don't have as much left of your crow year. Also, you want to get the full 12 months then?
Oh my god. I guess that's true. Jesus Christ, my
It was
birthday's
also-
in September.
It was also my birthday recently, but
sometime.
nobody cares about that, I guess.
Pick
Are
a
you
year for yourself. Pick a year.
35?
No, I'm 36, but I'm just saying it was also my birthday. My birthday's a week before Margot's birthday. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and what year is it for you?
It's just a normal year. I don't really
What year
care
is it
about
for
all
you?
this fancy
Yeah,
schmancy.
it doesn't like joy. Your joyless year.
No, every year's a cat year for me, baby. I know where my loyalties lie.
Every year's sweet.
Every year's pussy year. All right, kitty pets and warrior cats, that's our episode for today. You can find us online. I'm everywhere as Roll for Felicity, Melania's Lemony Drews, and Margot's Wild Type Blue. Until next time, may StarClan guide you, and keep your eyes peeled for Shadow Clan warriors. Bye!